Representative Dunbar.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good morning, Secretary.
Good morning.
No budget discussion would be complete without some talk about the Racehorse Development Fund. It seems like it's always something that everybody's looking at. In full disclosure, 35 years ago, my first date with my wife was to a racetrack. Now, I don't know if that means I'm cheap or if that means I have a gambling problem, but anyways.
Interest in horses.
Yeah. Over the years, though, it has led to me having an affinity for the industry. Act 7 of 2016 had a lot of reforms and set up the new State Racing Commission. But it also has added to a lot of confusion for a lot of people as well. Can you just give us a real brief description of the difference between the Horse Race Development Fund and the State Racing Fund?
Yeah, so the Racehorse Development Fund started in Act 71, 2004. Is really is when the state sort of expanded gaming in Pennsylvania. So that's really the gaming side of the revenue. That has all
the money flowing.
That's correct. So that's the Racehorse Development Fund. The other
State Racing
Fund is out of the handle on live racing in Pennsylvania, and that's the one that we continually see as a decline.
And have we implemented all the actions of Act 7? Has everything been taking place that was supposed to with Act 7?
Yes, proud to say we have a full commission now, unified commission, horse, thoroughbred, and standardbred. To Chairman Kaiser, who's been a lot of us in those conversations over the years. But to say this, a year ago, I could not tell you what the impact of Act 7 and 114 would be, speculative. Today, I can tell you that the transparency that was desired is there. The allocation of cost is a full accounting of what is actually spent and who is paying for drug testing, as an example. We have a full commission seated. We have marketing dollars available to us. And you have some things sort of that I think have driven reinvestment in Pennsylvania racing that have occurred as a result of legislative action. So thank you for that.
Yeah, and a large part of that act was the drug testing and the dollars that came from the Racehorse Development Fund to the Racing Fund for drug testing. But when I look at your information that you provided us about the State Racing Fund, it shows the transfer stopping in 1920 as that being the last year. And in fact, it actually shows the State Racing Fund going into a deficit situation. I was just wondering, what does that mean?
Yep.
Yeah, thanks for the question, Representative. That was actually by design in the course of negotiating. There were a number of various discussions about what kind of reforms we really need to implement for the long term. So perhaps, actually, you may know this as soon as today, the Joint State Government Commission will be issuing its report that was part of Act 7, looking at what kind of reforms should we be looking at here in Pennsylvania based on best practices elsewhere in the racing industry to strengthen and revitalize this industry. So with the benefit of that report, we plan to re-engage with the General Assembly to talk about longer-term structural reforms, and that sunset date of fiscal year 2021 was designed as a catalyst to prompt those conversations.
Because at the same time, the Racehorse Development Fund still shows transfers going out.
Correct.
In future years as well. As far as the comprehensive testing program, have you tested any horse off track yet?
Yeah, so yesterday, State Racing Commission meeting, they adopted the out-of-competition testing rule, which will now be published in Pennsylvania Bulletin and set in motion that out of competition. And for those, we do sort of post testing of race horses, but we've not had the legal authority in Pennsylvania to do sort of the out of competition testing, which means sort of off the track and outside the parameters of the race. And that's other jurisdictions have, and we think that's an important part of the integrity issue that has been raised of Pennsylvania racing.
Okay. Thanks so much.
Yeah.